Hi, my name is Ishmael and today we're going to be talking about marketing and positioning. So why am I talking about marketing and positioning on my property channel? Because I believe marketing and positioning in the market is very, very important. If you do not market yourself and your properties correctly, and you position yourself in the market correctly, you will not succeed. You will just survive. You will do what everyone else in the market is doing and you will match what they're doing. And you'll get the similar results. Do you want to get similar results to other people? Or do you want to go above and beyond, and do you want to stand out from the crowd? Do you want to stand head and shoulders above everyone else? Well, if you want to stand head and shoulders above everyone else, make sure you stay tuned to this video because you are going to find out some very important ways of staying above and beyond the market and competition. So, as I said, I'm going to show you this. So what am I saying and why am I saying that this is so important and how have I achieved it? Well, first off, I have achieved it by going above and beyond on the spec of my refurbs. Now, I have done a video recently that has shown the beginning and end of my refurb. Now, why am I talking about this? Because it's the only one I have actually documented which is now on my YouTube channel. So I'm not going to talk about other properties which are not on the channel because you have no reference about the particular property, what it looked like, what it does look like, and how it may have affected any of the positioning. So this property that I'm talking about, I was expecting to do a standard refurb on it, but I decided as I went along, I was going to up the spec. Why did I up the spec? And rather than keeping it low, I took the spec right up. Not up here, but right up here. Why? Because it changes the rental market, it changes the saleability of the property. So, if I wanted to, I could have put it on the market at a standard spec. Now that standard spec would have been okay. I would have got the high-end rental income because most of the properties in the area were okay spec. Now if you would have done a brand new refurb, then the standard spec would have been better than the okay spec. You would have ended up with a slight advantage, so you would have ended up with the same income. However, you would have ended up with more people being interested and you could have been picky and choosy about who you took and you would have got a good tenant. But I didn't go and do that. I decided you go up and up and up and up. I decided to go one spec below the highest spec you can. The reason I didn't go for the highest spec you can is because of the area. You have to know the area. You have to know who's going to be coming into the property and why they're going to be staying there. How much money they realistically have compared to other properties and are they willing to spend it. Now, a lot of people, there will always be someone in the area who is willing to go above and beyond to spend that little bit more for rental property. Why? Because in most areas you do not get high-end rental properties. Because most people sell those properties because they do them as flips. They know that they push the value up and then they flip it and they make more money. So they don't sell the properties. And investors also say, well, they don't buy these high-spec properties to rent out because they cost more. So your return of investment is lower. So why do you need to go high-spec? Well, if you're selling your property, you want top dollar and you want to go above and beyond. You want to keep pushing up the street cap. Because if you have found an area and you keep pushing up the street cap, you're pushing up the area value. And that for every time you buy a new property and you do it up, and you push up the street cap, you are then doing yourself a favour because you know that the street cap has now gone up or the area cap is going up, and so when you get this new property in, this new property will be able to know that you're going to get at least what the competitives are, if not above, because you've already done that. So if you're selling your property, that is a great thing to do. Make sure you go above and beyond to the standard spec, go to a high-end spec. If you think that it's too good for the area, think again. Look at the comparables. Go one notch up from the comparables. If they look okay, then go good. If they look good, then go excellent. If they look excellent, then go top-end high spec. If they look top-end or high spec, then go all out. Don't spare a penny. Why? Because you want to hit that cap and push it up. This is always what you want to be doing. Also, you position yourself with the agents. Now, positioning yourself with the agents is very important because as you position yourself saying, I'm taking the properties off you, I'm doing them to this high spec, if you are selling those properties, those agents are going to want to bring you properties because every time you sell a property with them, they're going to get a higher commission than any other property in the area. Every time you buy off them, they're going to get a commission. So they'll be happy to give you the discount and low properties, but if they know you're going to be selling them really high, because they know they're going to be making a profit, you're going to be making a profit, it's a win-win situation. Always make it a win-win. So, sales, amazing. Make sure that you go high-end. Now, why would you do that for rentals? Well, you would do that for rentals because it's also super, super important to do this for rental properties. Why? Well, if you go standard, you're going to keep the spec about the same. No one's ever going to push the spec up, and the rental values will only go up if the areas around with high spec properties, rental values go up so high that people start moving to a lower spec area. Is that what you want? Maybe. However, if you start pushing the rental values up and up and up and up because you go very high spec, you can pull the people from the other areas into this area, you can improve the area, and the property prices will stay low for a while, but the rental incomes will be going up, and then the property prices will follow. Which means if you push the rental incomes up to start with, and you keep bringing properties on and properties on, the rental value will keep going up and up and up, and then the next thing you know, you'll be getting properties, the ROI will be a lot higher than you anticipated because the rental income will be higher, and the value will then be going up as well. So you will also be getting a very good ROI. The ROI will be going up because the rental value's gone up and the end value of the property's gone up. So when you get it revalued for a mortgage, if you're putting a mortgage on it, you will be getting a higher ROI. So if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, whack that bell notification icon to get notified of videos coming out each and every week. Make sure you stay tuned because you are going to find some golden nuggets that you will not find on other channels. Why? Because if you do find it somewhere else, they are normally saying go to a high spec, but they don't explain what spec, and they don't explain why the spec, and they don't explain how high spec. So this is my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe other channels do that, so don't quote me on it. However, if you do find other channels doing similar things, drop it below. I want to know. I want to know if there's people doing things similar to me, explaining things the same way as I am, or am I standing out from the competition? Am I positioning myself in a way that makes me give different content to other people, or am I positioning myself in a way where I just blend in with the crowd? Drop a comment below, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.